Welcome to Conversations with Body and Mind with myself, Nirvana Lange. Body and Mind is your health and wellness online directory. Coming up in today's conversation, we'll be chatting with Brenda Hutchinson, and she's going to tell us more about oil for life. But my mistake, she's going to tell us more about oil for health, and that could also be for life, knowing what we are going to be talking about. Hey, Brenda.
Yes,
Cool.
Thank you so much.
I want to know a little bit about your journey and, the journey of working as a health worker and a healer, and what led up to that. What did you do before you did that? Like, give us a little bit of an insight into your life and your journey.
Okay, so I kind of worked in a corporate environment in the IT world as a key account manager for a company, but healing and foresight and psychicness, if I can call it that, runs in my family. My older sister's very involved, although she's now quite elderly, so she doesn't do much. But she'd always said to me for years that, I must get into this field and I must develop my talents and my skills. And I never did. I just left it. But from about 2016, I felt this push or this pull of this energy, and it just kept on, it was like, I've got to get out there, I've got to heal people, and I need to study. And I was like, oh, I hate studying, and I don't know how to heal people. I mean, I had all sorts of my own health issues, probably mostly stress related, but nonetheless, the world will push you in the direction that it wants you to go in. So in 2018, I left my company and I started working more with crystals and essential oils. Still not getting the fulfillment I was looking for, but I thought, okay, I'm going in the right direction. After about 4 months, this cannabis oil franchise came to me. And I thought, okay, I've got a little bit of money. I'll, put some money into this and go on with it. And the more I started learning about it, it's as if I've come home. The essential oils were one thing, that's great. The crystals are fantastic. But with the cannabis and learning about it and learning, how to deal with each client, that really to me is how I've come home. I've really turned my health around a lot. My husband, even our pets. We have a cat who suffers from anxiety, rescue cat. But yeah, so that's, what happened. And I got into it, and now I'm just sure. I'm doing it full time for 2 years. Yeah, it is.
And each of your modalities has got its place, like the crystals has got its place, essential oil has got a different place. And then the cannabis oil can really make a difference. And then we just got to get the mind right, because at the end of the day, that's where everything starts, isn't it? In our thoughts.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about your oil for health and, with the benefits, what people using it for, and just more details about that.
Okay. So luckily I had looked at a couple of the CBD companies, and I chose a particular company at that time, but I was working through a middleman who's now left the scene, and I work directly with the biochemist who grows everything in Transkei, KZN, and some in Eswatini, which is Swaziland, for those that maybe didn't realize. He's cured himself from 7 types of cancer, diabetes. Literally, the doctors had sent him home a couple of years ago and said, we can't do anything more for you. There's no money in the medical aid. Go home and prepare yourself. Well, he'd been smoking weed since he was 9 years old, and he's decided he's not going to just lie down and die. He is a biochemist. So he took his knowledge, spoke to all his mates in all the different laboratories around the world, and found the strains that fix what he wanted fixed in each person's body. So he's got 49 medicinal strains that he works with that nobody else has. They're grown in proper medicinal conditions, watered with the best water, extracted with CO2, none of this little backyard stuff with people putting things in by hand. It's done properly. We have now got SAPRA recognition. But what we do, we work on the mind and on the body. So never mind what the medication does. We actually consult with each client. So if somebody comes to me and says, oh, I've got anxiety and I've got high blood pressure, and I've also got insomnia, I need to know everything they've got, because cannabis won't just cure those 3 things. It will cure everything and anything else that you've forgotten to tell me about. But then we also need to know what medication the people are on, because there are certain interactions. If you're taking high blood pressure medication, one of the first things that the CBD is going to do is regulate your blood pressure. So we need to watch and wean off those tablets very slowly. We do everything in a very controlled manner. So we do have a consult form. We're not doctors, so we won't ever diagnose, but we will, if you tell us what's wrong, we'll go to our product listing and say, okay, this is fantastic for that. And you might need this and that, and maybe that as well. And then 3 months down the line, when your body's better, you might just need a maintenance dose. So we work quite closely with people. We keep in touch with them. I send out newsletters, but I often just have a telephone call just to, keep in touch, and so that people can see me and talk to me,
Yeah, quick question. So how does this work for people who are suffering from manic depressions and bipolar, and really get into psychosis with bipolar, and especially when they are on those tablets that they get from these government institutions, which are not medical aid supported, and then they smoke a joint, which then completely throws out their brain chemicals and things like that. And I've got 2 friends, 2 people that I know that are in those states and keep on, getting the medication that they're taking being affected by having, smoking marijuana. Now, I know smoking marijuana and the oils are completely different. So I'm completely 100% understand that we're talking onions and tomatoes or onions and oranges. But I'm particularly interested because it's somebody that's so close to me. How do you use cannabis oil or the oil that you're using for situations like that?
Okay, so we've, what Trevor has done, Trevor Parkinson, who created the products, he's given us a whole list of products for every single type of, whether it's manic depression or 73 different cancers. So I would firstly look at what the client's on, what medication they're on. Often, before I get to the smoking of the joints, often we need to stop them on that medication tonight, and they start on an equivalent dose of our products the next morning. It's sometimes not for anxiety, but for the heavy bipolar, manic depressive type of medications. There's a terrible interaction between them. So we have to stop them overnight. We know that a sativa is better for the brain side of things, and an indica works better on the body. So generally our products are a 50-50 hybrid, but if somebody comes to us with mental health issues, we know that they're going to need a sativa dominant rather than an indica dominant. And in certain cases, I will even go back to Trevor and say, look, this is what the client was taking. This is the medication. Can we make them a special blend? So we do that as well. The people that are smoking joints, smoking is not the best way to get it in your body, except for a couple of people that have lung disease, COPD, lung cancer, and even some of the cancer patients. Just one puff on a joint, on the correct joint, just sets your mind right. Because sometimes the mind is so powerful that the mind is thinking, no, that's, cancer is going to kill me. And if you can just get them to relax out of that, one puff will, obviously, when they're taking the correct oils as well, will turn them around. Most people that smoke joints that are buying from, I would say, on the street, I don't really mean on the street, but buying from other people, they're chasing the high. So for us, we obviously do microdosing. We try not to make people high. We obviously know how to. And we do have joints, it would be on prescription, the joints and the black oil, where we can sell somebody a joint. It's pure, proper green herb, very controlled conditions, and that will help them. But we would then know how to make that joint, because maybe they've got the mental health issues that you've just mentioned, and then we'd have to give them a sativa dominant. I could never take a sativa dominant except during the day, because it would give me the focus and the mental clarity, but I need an indica for night, which most people do. So yes, depending, that's why we have to judge and evaluate each person.
Each person individually. Yeah, it's something that I've got absolutely nothing, against any of that. I think that it's an incredible herb and a medicine. I grow all of my own medicine in my garden. So if I feel like my immune system's going, I go into my garden, I pick all my medicine in my garden. So I'm definitely not a pharmaceutical person. But I don't like the feeling. I don't like the feeling that, I don't like that alteredness that I get from, whether I drink alcohol or whether I smoke have a drag of a joint or whatever. For me, I don't like that alteredness state. I guess I'm too much of a control person. In a way, I don't like that feeling.
I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like it, and especially the older people, they say, this is medicine, I don't want to get high. That's why we work very closely, and we'll give them less drops. And then, you start slow, start low and go up slow, rather than just saying, here, take all of this stuff and you'll be better. No, let's do this properly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's very important information. So quickly run through the things that you guys do, like rebalancing the blood, like what else, is the benefits from this oil?
Okay, so depending, when somebody comes to me, they'll fill in the form, they'll tell me what's wrong with them. There may be nothing majorly wrong with them. It may be just insomnia. Insomnia that's probably caused by stress because they've got an incredibly hectic work schedule, and recently with this lockdown, everybody's stressed. Stress obviously causes major problems in the body. So it's not just insomnia. It's actually, you've probably got a full body inflammation. Your stomach's probably not working or behaving properly. You think you're digesting your food and everything's fine. So what we would do is say, firstly, you need the infused drops, because that's going to get through, bypassing the gut. It'll get taken up in the blood system and lymphatic system, gets straight into those cells, kicks out the toxins, and feeds the cells with a healthy energy to help them grow back. Then working with that, we would say, please take the detox fuel. But it also depends on which ailments the person has. So there's the detox fuel, then a capsule, and then depending if it's cancer or Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, we may need to give them a full extract black oil. Again, that one is also only on prescription. So a lot of people come to us for insomnia, pain, just general stress where they're starting to feel a bit of anxiety. They're just not feeling right during the day. A lot of arthritis, which goes with the pain, and then obviously the cancers and, the worst, the really bad diseases, the diabetics, the epileptics. Fibromyalgia is actually a huge one. So many people have it. My husband often joked before I got diagnosed with it, I didn't know, I just had so much pain. And he said, he's never even heard of these things. And I said, well, I'd heard of it, but I just didn't think I had it, but it's all gone now. So I'm quite happy. So yeah, we treat just about any disease. With the animals, I have a rescue cat who suffers from anxiety. The dogs that have the itchy and the hot spots and things, we have products for everybody.
That's
anything
wonderful.
with a skeleton.
That's wonderful. Cool. So look, I mean, I'm sure we could chat for hours, but let's get into your contact details, and if people want more information, and looking for alternatives, which is way better according to me, to go for the natural way. And give us your contact details if you've got any social media, email, whatever details you would like to share with us, please.
Okay, so the website is www.oilforhealth.coza. I have 2 email addresses, info@oilforhealth.coza, and I have Brenda at Canna I Heal U.coza. Facebook page is Canna I Oil U. And that's about it.
Great.
Don't think any other social media really at this stage.
Well, we will definitely put a link on your page on the Body and Mind website, and to your social media, your email address, and they can access it that way. We've also got the Body and Mind blog, which is bodyandmindblog.coza. People can interact, ask questions. At an interactive site. You can also download the Body and Mind Health Directory app on your Play stores, and again, interact with us and our practitioners on the Body and Mind Health Directory app. Please do subscribe and get notifications of our next interview, and please share it with people that you think can gain benefits out of these conversations. And thank you so much, Brenda, for sharing your beautiful work and product with us. And yeah, I hope that more people will get benefit out of this.
I'm sure they will. Thanks, Nirvana. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome, and wish you a beautiful, beautiful rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.